Welcome back to Science Unraveled, the show where we break down the wildest discoveries and biggest questions in science for you, our curious listeners. I'm your host, Alex Reed, and today we've got a mind-blowing topic, the evolution of multicellular life. Why single cells decided to team up and how physical forces might have sparked it all. Joining me is none other than Dr. Elena Vasquez, one of the world's top evolutionary biologists. Dr. Vasquez, welcome to the show.
Thanks, Alex. I'm thrilled to be here and dive into this fascinating story with you and the audience.
All right, let's set the stage. Most of us think being multicellular, like humans with all our cells working together, is the ultimate advantage. But 80% of life on Earth is still single-celled. Bacteria, tiny organisms thriving in places we couldn't dream of surviving. So, why did multicellular life even happen? What's the latest scoop?
Great question, Alex. It's been a puzzle for biologists forever. The first hint of multicellularity goes back 2.5 billion years. Cyanobacteria forming these little filamentous colonies in the ocean. But why? A new study from the Marine Biological Laboratory offers a fresh angle. It's not just about chemistry, but physical forces, like how cells move water and food around, pushing them to cooperate.
Physical forces? That sounds wild. I picture cells high-fiving each other like, hey, let's team up. Tell us more. How does this work with something like Stentor, the star of this study?
Ha! I love that image. Stentor is this incredible single-celled organism. It's trumpet-shaped, about 2 millimeters long, which is huge for a single cell. It lives in ponds, attaching itself to leaves or twigs with its skinny end, while the wide trumpet end swirls water with tiny hair-like structures called cilia to suck in food, like bacteria. In the lab, scientists noticed something amazing. When you put a bunch of Stentors in a dish, they don't just sit there alone. They form these temporary colonies where their bases touch, and they start working together.
Wait, so they're not stuck together forever, they just hang out for a bit like a cell party?
Exactly. It's not permanent. They're independent cells that choose to team up. And here's the cool part. When two Stentors buddy up, they create a stronger water vortex, doubling the flow into their mouths compared to when they're solo. That means more food, faster prey, even stuff swimming too quick for one Stentor to catch alone.
So it's like, you bring the vortex, I'll bring the appetite. But does every Stentor get the same VIP treatment in this deal?
Not quite. The weaker Stentor actually benefits more. It gets a bigger boost from the teamwork. The stronger one helps out, but it doesn't gain as much. And here's where it gets quirky. They do this dance, swaying together to boost the flow, then pulling apart like a she loves me not game.
She loves me not. That's the title of the study, right? Why did they break up if it's working so well?
That's the million-dollar question. The team used math and fluid dynamics, shout out to Han Liang Guo and Eva Kanso, to figure it out. Turns out, in a colony, Stentors are kind of promiscuous. They sway away from one neighbor, but toward another, always chasing the best feeding advantage. On average, everyone in the colony ends up with stronger flows and more food. It's like they're optimizing their income, as John Costello, one of the researchers, put it.
Optimizing their income. Cells are out here hustling. But if it's so great, why don't they just stick together forever?
That's the twist. These colonies are temporary. They fall apart if you bump the table or if food runs low. When there's plenty of prey, they're happy to collaborate, stuck to the glass in their little groups. But when resources dry up, they detach and go solo. It's a bit like humans. When times are good, we cooperate. When they're tough, it's every person for themselves.
Whoa, that's relatable. So this isn't like other multicellular stories like Volvox, the green algae where cells stick together permanently as clones. Stentor's doing something different?
Right. Volvox is a later step. Cells that didn't divide properly, stayed connected, and evolved into a permanent colony of identical clones. Stentor's colonies are made of genetically distinct individuals, not clones. The researchers think this is an earlier phase in evolution. Cells testing out teamwork, reaping the benefits, but still free to go their own way. Multicellularity wasn't locked in yet.
So this is like the prequel to multicellular life, a teaser before the main event. What's the big takeaway for us regular folks?
It's a reminder that evolution isn't always about grand leaps. Sometimes it's small, practical steps, like cells figuring out that teamwork pays off, driven by something as simple as water flow. It challenges us to think beyond chemistry to how physics shaped life. And honestly, it's humbling. 80% of Earth's life is still single-celled, thriving without ever needing to become bigger and better like us.
Mind officially blown. from tiny Stentors to the forces that might have kickstarted us all. Dr. Vasquez, thank you for breaking this down. Folks, if you love this, let us know what else you want to explore. Until next time, keep questioning the universe. This is Alex Reed signing off from Science Unraveled.